Okay, fourth graders, listen carefully today because it's pretty easy once you get the hang of it, but we're going to be changing a mixed number into a fraction. I'll show you how to do that. Mixed number to a fraction, and then we're also going to be changing a fraction to a mixed number, okay? And the paper is kind of divided into two sections, so you could draw a line right here because the top part is taking a mixed number, which means it's a fraction, but it has a whole number in front, okay? And we're going to turn it into, we're going to go from a mixed number to a fraction on the top. So let's start with that. Let's look at number 5. So here are the steps to do this. Right now it says 5 2/3. Okay, that's a mixed number because it has that big number, that whole number out in front. So in order to turn it into a fraction, there's a little trick that you need to know. Okay, so I need to take my bottom number of my fraction times the big number. So I'm going to go 3 times 5. You can write that over here just to help you remember. And that is 15. And then I'm going to add the top number on my fraction. Okay, so right now I have 15 and there's a 2 on top. So I'm going to go 16, 17. That's my top number of my fraction. And the bottom number always stays the same. So my answer is 17/3. All right, so you kind of see how I took the bottom number of my fraction times the whole number, and then I added my top number. So I'm using this line right here as like the fraction line, okay? So my answer is 17/3, 17/3. Okay, because I took that 15, we forgot to write that down, and then we added the top number, which was 2, and that gave us 17. So we knew that that was our numerator. Remember, the numerator goes on top, and the bottom number is called the denominator. Big fancy words, right? So let's try another one. So let's go to number 6. I take my bottom number, which is 7, times the big number. So I have 7 times 3. Okay, do that first. 7 times 3. Okay, did you get 21? And now I'm not done. I need to take that 21 and add the number on top, which is 3. So 21 plus 3, and that's going to give me my numerator or my top number of my fraction. So 21 plus 3 is 24. That's my top number. And remember, we don't have to figure out the bottom number because it stays the same. So it's going to be 7. Okay, so we're taking a mixed number, turning it into a fraction. So you do a little times problem and then you do a plus problem, don't you? Because we did a times problem first, and then we took that and we added our top number. Okay. All right, so let's look at one more here. All right, I'm just going to make my lines here so that they're a little bit darker. Okay, and right now, if you wanted, if it helped you, you could just go and put your bottom number in already because that bottom number is going to always stay the same. So if that helps you to do that first, okay, 5 and 6. That might help you. And then you're only focusing on the top number, okay? And to do that, I do, on this number 7 now, I do 10 times 6. 10 times 6. Count by tens, 60. And then I have to add the number on top, which is a 6. So 60 plus 6 equals 66. And that's my top number. Okay? I think it's going to be pretty easy for you guys. All right? So times and then add the top number. All right? So on the next one, I'm not going to do it for you, but you're going to start with 4 times 9. You can write it down over here. And then remember, when you get that, then you're going to add that 1 to get your answer. So that's how you do the top part. Now, they're on the bottom section. They're going to flip it around. Okay, they're starting a fraction, but we're going to figure out the mixed number. okay? So, and I'm going to show you how to do that, okay? All right, I'm going to show you a couple different ways to do it on the bottom. So basically I have 40 over 6. So in order to get the mixed number, I'm really dividing. So I'm saying 40 divided by 6. Okay, so here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to do our, just like we've done before, because we are getting good at these. How many times does 6 fit into 40? So you can do your 6's over here on the side. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36. Oh, 36. How many 6's was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put my 6 up here. And then I subtract 36. Okay. 40, 0, take away 6. I borrow. And then I end up with 4. Now, here's how I'm going to turn that into a mixed number. Okay. Look at my answer that I have there. Now I've done my work. Now I want to take my answer that I got from my division problem, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, the top number is going to be your whole number or your mixed number at the beginning, or the whole number of the mixed number. Okay, so I put a big 6, but now this is where I'm going to have a fraction. Okay, do that in black, sorry. So in order to get my other numbers, my remainder, whatever I had left over, is my numerator. And then my bottom number stays the same, just like up above. So I'm going to put 6 and 4/6. Okay? So do you see how I used the numbers to bring them over? So the remainder is always on top. It's your numerator. Okay? We're going to do a couple of these together, so don't get nervous. All right? So let's look at 11 over 2. 11 halves. We're on number 14 right now. And we know that that really means 11 divided by 2. You're good at counting by 2's, aren't you? So count by 2's to see how many. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Because remember, we don't want to go over. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I put my 5 up here, and then I know that 5 times 2 is 10. That's what I subtract to get my remainder. 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, so my final answer is 5 remainder 1. Remember how we used to do like 5 remainder 1, like that, right? Now I need to turn it into a mixed number. So I know that that 5 on top is going to be my whole number. Okay, there it is. And then I'm going to have a fraction next to it. Well, I already know that my bottom number is going to stay the same. And remember what I said on the last one? Whatever your leftovers are, so we had 1, we had remainder 1, that's what goes on top. Okay? It's going to get easier, guys. They actually are kind of fun once you get going on them. Okay, so let's do another one here. You might run out of space a little bit. Let's look at number 15. So I have 23 over 7. So I'm going to say 7 into 23. So you're going to do your 7 count bys. Anywhere on your paper is fine. So 7, 14, 21. Ooh, that's a good one, right? Because that's as close as I can get without going over. So that was 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that was 3 times 7 was 21. I subtract. 3 minus 1 is 2. So my answer is 3 remainder 2. I know that that number on top is my big number. And what did we say? The bottom number always stays the same. And then your remainder, which was 2, goes on top. So 3 and 2/7. Okay. All right, let's do one more together. Okay. So the next one I have 3 28/3. So I have 28 divided by 3. Okay. 28 divided by 3. How many 3's can I fit into 28? Do your count bys for your 3's. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. That was a lot of threes, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 threes is 27. Okay, and then I subtract. 8 take away 7 is 1. So my answer is 9, remainder 1. I know that this number on top is my big whole number. Okay, and then my remainder is 1. That's going to go on top. And then my bottom number is always going to stay the same. Okay. All right, so I am going to say that I'm going to cross these two out just for space, guys. But then I want you to work on those bottom 4. Okay, so you're going to need to set up your problems. Like when I look at number 19, I'm going to go, okay, 7 divided by 29. Okay, and then, ooh, look at they did at the bottom. Then they actually ended up switching back and forth a little bit, didn't they? Because now on number 21, you're doing what we did on top. Okay, you're going to do what we did on top. You're going to go from a mixed number to a fraction. Okay, this is the one where your bottom number stays the same and you go 9 times 4 and keep going. They're also doing that on number 21. Okay, so the only ones that you're going to need to do, like the ones we just finished, are number 19 and number 23. So you'll have 2 of each kind, which is good. All right, and then you are going to meet me on the front side of 6-4. All right, guys, here we are on the front side of 6-4. Okay, and I'm going to change the directions just slightly. It's basically more practice of what we were just doing. Okay, so I'm going to, on the top, because the ones on the top I feel like are pretty easy for you guys. Okay, we're going to do all of those. So let's do one of those together. This is the kind where we're going to times and then add the top number. So 5 times 6 is 30, right? Plus 2 is 32. And then the bottom number stays the same. Okay? Another way that you can write that is you could say 32 over 5 if you'd rather write it that way instead of a straight line. Okay? So you're timesing and adding the top number. Okay? So maybe right now, go and do your bottom numbers, okay? Because they're all going to be the same, and then you only have to fill in the top number, okay? Mrs. Higgins doing the slanted way here. Okay, so I'm figuring only the top number now, so I have to do my times. So on number 2, I'm going to go 8 times 2. You can do mental math on that. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3. 17, 18, 19, and I'm done. So it's times and then plus, times and then plus. So I want you to do all of those, okay? On the next section, I'm going to say that we are going to do the bottom 2 on each side, so you have room to show your work. These are the ones where we have to divide, and then we have to, it's exactly what we did on the other page, guys. So let's do one together. Let's do number 13. So right away I say 21 divided by 8. I'm going to come up here because I've got lots of nice room. And we're off. How many 8s fit into 21? Okay, I can come over in any of my white space. 8, 16, 24 is too big. So it's 2 times, right? So I put my 2 and I subtract. 2 times 8 is 16, subtract. Okay. 1 minus 6, I have to borrow 11. So I end up with 2 remainder 5. Okay, now you remember the top number is the big number. So 2 and then the 5, the remainder goes on top. So 2 and 5 and my bottom number stays the same. 2 and 5/8. Okay. So do your dividing problem and then take your numbers and put them into your mixed number, okay? So when I start on this next one now, I'm going to go 9, 60 divided by 9, okay? And I'm going to start my 9 count bys. Over on number 14, I'm going to say 3, 11 divided by 3. And then for number 16, I'm going to say 5, 23. 23 divided by 5 to figure those out, okay? We are not going to do this part on the bottom, and that is your homework for today. Thanks, guys.